Hello friend, how are you? Good to hear, good to hear. So I'm going to be giving myself an overlay, refill of an overlay, otherwise known as a nail enhancement, and that's because you're either enhancing the length or enhancing the strength. So enhancements, extensions, overlays, that's what this is. It's different to a manicure, as you saw in my previous video, which is about cleaning the hands, the nails, moisturising, conditioning, just pampering and taking care of them. This is different. This is decorating the nails. So I start with removing the colour. And these are all my bits and bobs. So I think I'll go with this one. And we're just removing the outer colour. So file and shape. Now I did have some slight lifting because I was doing gardening. I had gloves on. I'm doing lots of digging, lots of grabbing and pulling and weeding. It's been wet and raining here for forever. So even with gloves on, they got really wet. There's a lot of water getting under the nail, just around the edges, not on this one, not on all of them, just some. And generally, if you do something like put an extension with the gel or an extension with the tip, there's there's no gap in between plastic and your nail. The whole thing is the plastic, so you're going to have less slight separating around the edges like this one where the dirt got under the tip. So that's one challenge when you're putting it on natural nails. Plus my natural nails are quite thin, they always have been quite flexible. But for the most part, the lifting is minimal. I will reshape as well because this one broke, so I'll go a little bit shorter on all of them. And another thing, you can see on the side they curl down. My nails naturally curl down, so I'm going to file them so that's flat and then just try and grow them again. So I've reshaped them. They're shorter, now more oval, less almond. and I'll let them grow out again. Do a quick tidy up of the cuticles. It's just removing any tissue that's on the top of the nail. So removing any residual dust from the nail bed. Apply some dehydrator to anywhere where the natural nail is. I really do like reds and pinks and dark sort of colours, but I also like how when you go with a lighter colour, when it grows out it's not so obvious. Like this one's obvious, aside from the fact that I had to cut a part off because it got dirty. It's obvious, less obvious. Alright. Firstly, I'll go with my builder gel, a little bit thicker. It's not a paint-on gel like these ones are paint-on. Definitely easier to use. But serve different purposes. This one's thicker and gives the nail some strength. Thin layer to start with, very thin. Being careful not to touch the skin. Just wanting a sticky surface. To give the gel something to stick to. I normally work with a light so I can see better, but I'm finding it leaves the scene too washed out. Too much shadow. So I'm going to do the best I can with this level of light. can see it's more tacky. Reminds me of toffee, kind of. I'm really just wanting to apply a very thin layer. Move it out of the light and give that a few seconds. Alright, this is where it gets a little bit, more tricky. We have to build some depth. This one I'll just do a little bit strengthier. It's a new word I made up. Okay, more strength in the middle. Even though I have a high apex already, I want to put some more gel kind of essentially around this area. I want to strengthen this area so that should I knock it, it doesn't just pop off. It also means it breaks lower down. If I do knock it or break it, I'm less likely to harm myself. Go around the edge of the nail so it kind of wraps around the nail. Giving it something to cling to. That helps. Stop any lifting from underneath. It's looking pretty good. Taffy. That's what it reminds me of. Taffy. That's pretty good. Little lump there. Any imperfections I can and will file down. Now I'm going to try and attempt to do the next finger before baking. And this one I did have the tip lift off after the gardening escapades. So I'll build that back up. Now try to check all the angles, need more there. well. Good. Alright, I'll just remove the sticky layer. And then buff. This just helps me see if there's any imperfections, which there is, so let me see. Alright, remove the dust again. That's my rattly ring. It's pretty cool. So now we go in with the decoration. So, purple tips. A little sponge. In my mind, it's going to be golden. In reality, maybe not. Let me just pack all this up. This towel I use for filing catches all the dust. Filing finished until this hand can move it out the way. Alright, design. Let's go. So So you can see it's starting to take effect, kind of a purple ombre that I'm going for there. I'm going to go in with my non-wipe top coat. And I'm running low on my top coat. Next, going in with some pearl essence. Yeah, that's the look I'm going for. Pearlescent with a purple tip. Another top coat. Alright, looking pretty groovy. Just remove any pearlescent from around the edges. So what I'll do is I'll do the rest of the nails and then come back with the decorations. I have to go and charge the battery on the camera, so as Arnie says, I'll be back. So there we have it. Gel application with some ombre pearl. Not gonna lie, much harder than I thought it would be to do. It always is, especially my other hand. Although I think those lines kind of turned out better. But anyway, okay. So next I'm gonna do a little bit of decal. So my idea is to have some stripes going down there and some beads coming around this way. So one line there. Everything is always easier in my mind than the actual doings. Oh, I can hear my son's bass music. What's that big giant thing that looks like a guitar? It's got a peg. On the bottom I can think, I should know this, my sister plays it. Man, there we go. No, still not quite. This is so tricky, doing some of my non-dominant hand. What is that thing called? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that thing. I should know it. I can't believe it's just slipped my mind. Cello. That's what I'm thinking. Where did the end go? Oh man, I lost it. Great. Unbelievable. So, second stripe there. Parallel to each other. That's what I visioned. And now some beads, different shapes and sizes. Some of this color. That color and size. Some purple ones. Other purple ones. And maybe some of these groovy pinks. Snake around in an S. Let's have a look. Alright, let's put some big dazzled glue stuff. Okay. There. Come on, baby. There we go. And then around. And then that way. Big chunky jewels. Huh? Let's just have you, then that way there it'll stick. There we go. Really feeling like some silver coming handy as well, so I might use that, some silver. Silver. Let's go baby pink. And I'm going to be unusual and just do one nail, simply because I find jewels nearly impossible to manage and live with. I don't know how other people do it. Get off, bum bum. Let's try and cut this off. Snip. Too low. It's always too high, too low. You can never quite get that magic spot. Come on, baby, there we go. And I think I need a jewel to hide that. Tiny dot. Tiny pink one. That's better. Alright, that's just my one jewel bedazzled finger. That's all I'm gonna do. Nothing on this hand, just that hand. Top coat to seal it all in. Keep the little sticky lines on. Running out of time, my boy's about to drum, so